U.S. President-elect Donald Trump on Tuesday named Elon Musk to a role aimed at creating a more efficient government, handing even more influence to the world's richest man who donated millions of dollars to helping Trump get elected. Musk and former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy will co-lead a newly created Department of Government Efficiency, an entity Trump indicated will operate outside the confines of government. Trump said in a statement that Musk and Ramaswamy will pave the way for my administration to dismantle government bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies. Trump said the new department will realize long-held Republican dreams and provide advice and guidance from outside of government, signaling the Musk and Ramaswamy roles would be informal, without requiring Senate approval, and allowing Musk to remain the head of electric car company Tesla TSLAO, Open's new tab, social media platform X, and rocket company SpaceX. The new department would work with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to drive large-scale structural reform and create an entrepreneurial approach to government never seen before, Trump said. The work would conclude by July 4, 2026, the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Musk, ranked by Forbes as the richest person in the world, already stood to benefit from Trump's victory, with the billionaire entrepreneur expected to wield extraordinary influence to help his companies and secure favorable government treatment. With many links to Washington, Open's new tab, Musk gave millions of dollars to support Trump's presidential campaign and made public appearances with him. Trump had said he would offer Musk a role in his administration promoting government efficiency. Adding a government portfolio to Musk's plate could benefit the market value of his companies and favored businesses such as artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency. It's clear that Musk will have a massive role in the Trump White House, with his increasing reach clearly across many federal agencies, equities analyst Daniel Ives of Wedbush Securities said in a research note. We believe the major benefits for Musk and Tesla far outweigh any negatives, as this continues to be a poker move for the ages by Musk betting on Trump, Ives said. Trump likened the efficiency effort to the Manhattan Project, the U.S. undertaking to build the atomic bomb that helped end World War II, while Musk promised transparency. All actions of the Department of Government Efficiency will be posted online for maximum transparency, Musk said on X, inviting the public to provide tips. We will also have a leaderboard for most insanely dumb spending of your tax dollars. This will be both extremely tragic and extremely entertaining, Musk said. Musk said at a Trump rally at Madison Square Garden in October that the federal budget could be reduced by at least $2 trillion. Discretionary spending, including defense spending, is estimated to total $1.90 trillion out of $6.75 trillion in total federal outlays for fiscal 2024, according to the Congressional Budget Office. Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that. We're going to get the government off you back and out of your pocketbook, Musk said at the rally. The acronym of the new department, Doge, also references the name of the cryptocurrency Dogecoin that Musk promotes. In August, Musk and Tesla won the dismissal of a federal lawsuit, accusing them of defrauding investors by hyping Dogecoin and conducting insider trading, causing billions of dollars of losses. Ramaswamy is the founder of a pharmaceutical company who ran for the Republican presidential nomination against Trump, and then threw his support behind the former president after dropping out. Ramaswamy said the appointment means he is withdrawing from consideration for the pending U.S. Senate appointment in Ohio, where Governor Mike DeWine will appoint a replacement for J.D. Vance, who will become Trump's vice president when they are inaugurated on January 20.
U.S. claims of plot against Donald Trump fabricated, says Iran's foreign minister. Earlier, the U.S. Department of Justice on Friday charged an Iranian citizen who was tapped by Iran to allegedly assassinate Donald Trump before U.S. election. Iran's foreign minister Saeed Abbas Araghchi dismissed the U.S. claim that Iran was involved in an assassination attempt on U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, calling it fabricated. Araghchi said on Saturday that Iran is not pursuing nuclear weapons and criticized the U.S. narrative. Now, with another election, a new scenario is fabricated with the same goal. As a killer does not exist in reality, scriptwriters are brought in to manufacture a third-rate comedy. Who can in their right mind believe that a supposed assassin sits in Iran and talks online to the FBI? He said while referring to U.S. Department of Justice's claims. Earlier, the U.S. Department of Justice on Friday local time charged an Iranian citizen who was tapped by Iran to allegedly assassinate Donald Trump before the presidential election. Fahad Shakeri, 51, of Iran, was charged as an asset of the Iranian regime, who was tasked by the regime to direct a network of criminal associates to further Iran's assassination plots against its targets, including President-elect Donald Trump, according to United States Department of Justice statement. Referring to the killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh on July 31, he said in the post on X, "Remember the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran, right after our president's inauguration? Everyone knows who did it, and why." Iran and Hamas have accused Israel of the assassination. Israel, which is at war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip, has neither acknowledged nor denied killing Haniyeh. Arachi said that Iran respected Americans' choice of choosing Trump, and that the path forward with Iran is also a choice. Here is a dose of reality worthy of consideration. The American people have made their decision, and Iran respects their right to elect the president of their choice. The path forward is also a choice. It begins with respect. Iran is not after nuclear weapons, period. This is a policy based on Islamic teachings and our security calculations. Confidence building is needed from both sides. It is not a one-way street. As a result of the Iranian takeover of the American embassy on November 4, 1979, the United States and Iran severed diplomatic relations in April 1980. The United States and the Islamic Republic of Iran have had no formal diplomatic relationship since that date. Iran has no embassy in Washington, D.C. Still wrecked from past Israeli raids, hospitals in northern Gaza come under attack again. They were built to be places of healing. But once again, 3 hospitals in northern Gaza are encircled by Israeli troops and under fire. Bombardment is pounding around them as Israel wages a new offensive against Hamas fighters that it says have regrouped nearby. As staff scramble to treat waves of wounded, they remain haunted by a war that has seen hospitals targeted with an intensity and overtness rarely seen in modern warfare. All 3 were besieged and raided by Israeli troops some 10 months ago. The Kamal Adwan, Al-Alda and Indonesian hospitals still have not recovered from the damage, yet are the only hospitals even partially operational in the area. Medical facilities often come under fire in wars, but combatants usually depict such incidents as accidental or exceptional, since hospitals enjoy special protection under international law. In its year-long campaign in Gaza, Israel has stood out by carrying out an open campaign on hospitals, besieging and raiding at least 10 of them across the Gaza Strip, some several times, as well as hitting multiple others in strikes. It has said this is a military necessity in its aim to destroy Hamas after the militants' October 7, 2023 attacks. It claims Hamas uses hospitals as command and control bases to plan attacks, to shelter fighters, and to hide hostages. It argues that nullifies the protections for hospitals. If we intend to take down the military infrastructure in the north, we have to take down the philosophy of using the hospitals, Israeli military spokesman Rear ADM Daniel Hagari said of Hamas during an interview with the Associated Press in January after the first round of hospital raids. Most prominently, Israel twice raided Gaza City's Shifa Hospital, the biggest medical facility in the Strip, producing a video animation depicting it as a major Hamas base, though the evidence it presented remains disputed. But the focus on Shifa has overshadowed raids on other facilities. The AP spent months gathering accounts of the raids on Al-Alda, Indonesian and Kamal Adwan hospitals, interviewing more than 36 patients, witnesses and medical and humanitarian workers as well as Israeli officials. It found that Israel has presented little or even no evidence of a significant Hamas presence in those cases. The AP presented a dossier listing the incidents reported by those it interviewed to the Israeli military spokesman's office. The office said it could not comment on specific events. Al-Alda Hospital, a death sentence. The Israeli military has never made any claims of a Hamas presence at al-Awda. When asked what intelligence led troops to besiege and raid the hospital last year, the military spokesman's office did not reply. In recent weeks, the hospital has been paralyzed once again, with Israeli troops fighting in nearby Jabalia refugee camp, and no food, water or medical supplies entering areas of northern Gaza. Its director Mohammed Salah said last month that the facility was surrounded by troops and was unable to evacuate 6 critical patients. Staff were down to eating 1 meal a day, usually just a flat bread or a bit of rice, he said. As war wounded poured in, exhausted surgeons were struggling to treat them. No vascular surgeons or neurosurgeons remain north of Gaza City, so the doctors often resort to amputating shrapnel-shattered limbs to save lives. We are reliving the nightmares of November and December of last year, but worse, Salah said. We have fewer supplies, fewer doctors, and less hope that anything will be done to stop this. The military, which did not respond to a specific request for comment on al-Awda Hospital, says it takes all possible precautions to prevent civilian casualties. Last year, fighting was raging around al-Awda when, on November 21, a shell exploded in the facility's operating room. Dr. Mahmoud Abu Nujayla, 2 other doctors and a patient's uncle died almost instantly, according to international charity Doctors Without Borders, which said it had informed the Israeli military of its coordinates. Dr. Mohammed Obaid, Abu Nujayla's colleague, recalled dodging shellfire inside the hospital complex. Israeli sniper fire killed a nurse and 2 janitors and wounded a surgeon, hospital officials said. By December 5, al-Awda was surrounded. For 18 days, coming or going became a death sentence, Obaid said. Survivors and hospital administrators recounted at least 4 occasions when Israeli drones or snipers killed or badly wounded Palestinians trying to enter. 2 women about to give birth were shot and bled to death in the street, staff said. Salah, the administrator, watched gunfire kill his cousin Suma and her 6-year-old son as she brought the boy for treatment of wounds. Shazza al-Shiraim said labor pains left her no choice but to walk an hour to al-Awda to give birth. She, her mother-in-law, and 16-year-old brother-in-law raised flags made of white blouses. Civilians, her mother-in-law Khatam Sharia kept shouting. Just outside the gate, a burst of gunfire answered, killing Sharia. On December 23, troops stormed the hospital, ordering men ages 15 to 65 to strip and undergo interrogation in the yard. Mazen Khalidi, whose infected right leg had been amputated, said nurses pleaded with soldiers to let him rest, rather than join the blindfolded and handcuffed men outside. They refused, and he hobbled downstairs, his stump bleeding. The humiliation scared me more than death, Khalidi said. The hospital's director, Ahmed Muhanna, was seized by Israeli troops. His whereabouts remain unknown. One of Gaza's leading doctors, orthopedist Adnan al-Bursh, was also detained during the raid and died in Israeli custody in May. In the wreckage from the November shelling, staff found a message that Abu Nujayla had written on a whiteboard in the previous weeks. "Whoever stays until the end will tell the story," it read in English. "We did what we could. Remember us."